Hi there and welcome to another of my shorter rows. These are designed to fit into that space in the day when you don't have much time but you want a good workout. Sometimes that could be a lunch hour or it could be before work, after work, whenever. Now today's one we're going to do some on and off the rower moves again. It's going to be a high intensity interval workout. So let's get into some light rowing to warm up and I will describe exactly what it is that we're doing today. So as always we will be setting up our machine first. So on a concept 2, head to the front and set your drag factor to where you want it to be. If you don't know anything about drag factor, please check out the video I have on this YouTube channel. Next up, go to your monitor and set it to eye height if you can. And finally, if you're able to adjust your foot straps, set it to a point where you're able to get into the front of the stroke with your shins pointing vertical. If you're too high, you might not be able to get there. Too low, you might go scooting straight past, okay? If you're a non-concept 2, then I'm afraid some of that's not really going to be relevant, but when it comes to resistance, just set it to a point you get a good feeling from the stroke, but it's not too heavy. That's quite important. Okay, so we're going to do some light rowing for 3 minutes just to get nicely warmed up, and I'll describe what it is that we're doing in full today, okay? So here we go then, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So start off, just get your body moving, okay? Don't worry too much about power or pace. Maybe you've just woken up. Maybe you've just left the office and run to the gym to try and get some kind of a workout in. So you need to ease yourself into a warm-up. After all, it's a warm-up, not a hit the ground running because you're really, really warm. Okay? Said that enough now, haven't I? And as you start to feel your body open up a little bit, as you get those muscles moving and the heart rate beating, you can start to think a little bit more about pushing with the legs to get some power in, and about your body positions, about that forward tilt over your hips, arms nice and straight, and then pushing out the front of the machine with your legs while keeping those arms straight and the forward tilt until halfway through the stroke, and then you swing over your hips and pull in your arms and rinse and repeat. So today's session we're going to do 30 seconds fast rowing followed by 10 seconds transition this time, because people said 5 seconds wasn't enough. Then 30 seconds of hammer blows, followed by 10 seconds transition, 30 seconds rowing, 30 seconds pommel squats, 10 seconds transition, 30 seconds rowing, 30 seconds kettlebell swings, which if you don't have a kettlebell, then you can just do air squats. It's going to work just as well. 10 seconds transition, 30 seconds rowing, and then we're going to finish with 30 seconds of press-ups. So that's 4 rows, 4 off the row moves, 2 minutes rest, and we're going to do this 4 times in total. And it's going to be a tough old workout today, but that's what these high intensity interval training workouts are meant to be. You're not meant to hide from them, it's meant to make you work. Right, we've got 15 seconds left of the warm-up. If you want to carry on warming up for a little while longer before we start the main session, please do. 2 more strokes for me. 1 more. So I'll quickly go through, quickly go through the moves that we're doing today, and I'll put them up on screen so that you can see them, just in case you haven't ever done any of them before. So we're going to start off with hammer blows. Okay, so just pretend you're a superhero, jump up in the air and smash your hammer down to the ground. Then we're going to do pommel squats, which is basically like a squat thrust, except you put your legs out to the sides, then you come in and then you tuck your knees up into your chest and you go out straight again. And then kettlebell swings, like I say, if you don't have a kettlebell, that's okay, you can just do air squats instead. If you do have a kettlebell, then just pick one that you're able to do the swings comfortably and that you have a good technique, so don't want any lower back injuries. And finally, press ups. This is again one that you can do on your knees if you wish. You can go for a wide arms, you can go for close arms, you can do it on a medicine ball, you can even do it on the beam or rail of the rowing machine if that makes things easier. I don't recommend doing it holding onto the seat because of the instability, but hey, something for everyone. Okay, so that's the moves that we're going to do. There's going to be a quick glitch cut now while I run over to the timer, turn it on, and then run back to the machine again. So let's have a good row and a good HIIT session today.
Get ready.
Okay, so here we go. So in 10 seconds time, we're going to go into our first 30-second row. Okay, so get ready for this. Fast, okay? 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
I want that stroke rate up to around about 30 strokes a minute. And I want you to push the power into the machine, okay? So really think about pushing your legs to get that surge of power in. Almost done. Okay, so we've got 10 seconds transitions this time. Remember, this is the hammer blows. Apologies if I go out of screen. 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
So jump up and slam down your hammer. You want to spring up nicely. Watch the ceiling if you're in a low ceilinged area. And really think about hammering down. You can go left and right and straight down the middle. Okay, last. There we go.
Rest.
Back onto the rowing machine. Maybe you've got 10 seconds to get strapped back in. 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
30 seconds, fast, rowing again. It's important that you keep the intensity up, powerful legs, high stroke rate, and make sure to get that connection into your arms.
Rest.
Next up is Pommel Squats. So,
exercise.
In, out, out, in, back, out, in. Okay? My socks are coming off again. I need to start doing this in shoes. Just if you get any hip tenderness,
rest.
From doing that, maybe don't go out to the side. Back on the rowing machine. Go.
Exercise.
Just realised my kettlebell is on the other side of the room. I have to run out. Keep that rowing up. Remember, keep your technique, keep your posture. Don't just tickle this one. This is the important part. Okay.
Rest.
Grab my kettlebell. Here we go. Go.
Exercise.
So squat down, swing up. Remember, you snap up with the hips, squeeze your glutes together at the top. And if you don't have a kettlebell, that's all right. You can just do air squats or even the isometric squats I was doing last week.
Rest.
Probably cheated out, have one there. Okay. And we're rowing.
Exercise.
Get that stroke rate up. We're going to keep on saying that because it's really important that you go fast here. Keep your heart rate up nice and high. Keep it intense. Last stroke.
Rest.
Oh. Press ups next. And then we're done. Let's go.
Exercise.
That's okay. Got a little bit of tennis elbow right now. I was a bit worried that this would aggravate it. But so far, it's okay. Remember, we get 2 minutes rest after this.
Rest.
Oh, a rather ungainly noise at the end. Okay.
Recovery.
Right. Keep forgetting about those 10 seconds extra. So you actually get 2 minutes 10 recovery in between each of these. That's nice of me, isn't it? An extra 10 seconds. There you go, so that's what we're doing. I'm trying to think. Those, like I said, those pommel squats, because you are putting your legs out wide, then bringing them in, there's a chance that, like up in the, where your hip joint is basically, there's a chance that can get a little bit uncomfortable. Especially if you've not done them before. And this is the first time in a long time I've done them. So my hips were going, we don't normally move this way, what are you doing? So if you have any discomfort at all, just change it into a standard squat thrust, okay? So knees up, knees out, knees up, knees out, and don't do the splayed legs. But if you can, do it. Make sure to have a drink. Got 1 minute left of this rest. And then we're back in to 30 seconds worth of rowing. Now, like I kind of garbled my way through, remember, well, I'm going to say this kind of in a kind of a blasé way, but remember, our focus here is rowing. This is the most important part of the rower stuff. When you're on the ground, that just makes it a little bit fun and interesting, but it's important that when you're on the rower, you're going nice and hard with a good technique, okay? That's the bit that really matters because you're trying to do this to be better at rowing. So if you're just flapping up and down like a dying salmon, there's no point really doing this. You want to make sure that this is really strict, that you're getting it right. Okay, we're coming up on 10 seconds to go. My timer's up to the side in case you wonder why I keep looking off camera. You ready? 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off again.
Exercise.
So we're into our second set of these intervals. With any luck, having just had those 2 minutes rest, you're feeling strong now. Nice and fluid, got a lot of power. Ready to hit this set nice and hard. Okay.
Rest.
Remember hammer blows? You're a superhero, you're Thor. Get ready in 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
Boom, whoops. Sorry, I wouldn't make a very good superhero, would I? Falling off every time I smack the ground with my hammer. You wouldn't find Helmsworth doing that to you that much. Oh, this should really feel your quads and your hip flexors getting it. Oh.
Rest.
Because you have to go down a little bit deeper on those ones. You ready? Here we go. 2, 1, row.
Exercise.
I'm hoping the times where I'm not exactly shouting out, get ready to get back in the rowing machine, that you don't need me to be saying that. You know how this works. alternating rowing with off the rower moves.
Rest.
Woo. Pommel squats. Watch those hips. Go.
Exercise.
In, back, out. In, back, out. Don't profess to be any good at any of these off the rower moves, but hey, means we're doing this together. We're both to learn how to get better at these.
Rest.
Okay. Next set of rowing coming up. 1, go.
Exercise.
This one certainly feels tougher after doing those squats. Just feel it knocks the edge off my rowing power a little bit. Last stroke.
Rest.
Kettle swings or air squats. Go.
Exercise.
Squat down. Take a seat and snap up. Squeeze glutes together. Really drive through with your hips. I really hope I've got the camera angle today proper. My head isn't flying out the top of the screen.
Rest.
Things that go through my head. Okay, back into rowing. 1, go.
Exercise.
This is the last row of this set. Keep it strong. I'm kind of between 28 and 30 strokes a minute for each of these. Whew. All right, last stroke.
Rest.
Get into your press up position.
Exercise.
And press ups. See how many I can do. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18,
Rest.
19. I'm sure I could have done 20. So
Recovery.
I do get the feeling that my head probably pops out the screen for the hammer blows and the kettle swings. Sorry about that. I'll try and fix it for the next one we do. Just don't have that much distance between here and the side wall, that's all. Right, make sure and drink. Weirdly, as tough as it is, for some strange reason, I'm not quite as exhausted as I was last week when doing this. Hopefully that means I'm getting fitter and stronger having come back from an unfortunate bout of COVID a month ago, which is really weird how, I mean, my base fitness is back. My strength is certainly coming back. I basically just have to build it up. But that kind of performance endurance, being able to be quite very tired for quite a long time, that's the part that's really suffering. Okay, so we're 50 seconds to go. Done 2 sets, so we're pretty much at the Bon Jovi point. We're halfway there. Always got to love the Bon Jovi point. Oh, sorry, I just sprayed water over my face. Thought I'd be able to hide it in a kind of a special way. But no, I'm just a special boy with a, it's like airplane with a drinking problem. All over my face. Okay, 22 seconds to go. I'm going to stick my feet in the straps. Must be said, I do find these transitions a lot easier because I don't use shoes. I just slide my feet in and out of the straps. I'm not saying it's the way to go, but just saying. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's roll.
Exercise.
I try and pay some attention as we get through into this third set to your posture. The reason I bring it up is I just looked in the mirror and saw I was all crumpled up. Just with fatigue setting in, it's easy to lose those finer points. Last stroke.
Rest.
Get ready for those hammer blows. I'll try not to fall over this time. Ready? Here we go.
Exercise.
Up. 1. So like I say, you can go straight down the middle. You can go hammer next to each of your feet and down the middle. Gives it a little bit of a twist. Might as well work some of your stabilizer muscles at the same time rather than always going straight down the middle. It's got to be said, wouldn't be hammering much here.
Rest.
Back in. 2, 1, row.
Exercise.
I think I was one click out there. Sorry. Doesn't matter. All comes out in the wash. Of course, this would be fun to do with a partner. Could just add a little bit of time on, or
Rest.
or just swap the starting routines. Pommel squats next.
Exercise.
Go. In, out, in, out. Like I say, good old squat jumps will do just as well here. Possibly even tougher if you were doing squat jumps. Come on. Oh,
Rest.
I blamed my socks that time. So, the pluses and minuses of wearing socks. Go.
Exercise.
Wonder why those pommel squats are so much of a hit when it comes to then coming onto the rowing machine. Certainly feel it.
Rest.
Kettle swings next. Get ready. Go.
Exercise.
Keep those arms nice and straight. I actually, weirdly, find that this helps with my tennis elbow. I remember watching a video by Jeff Cavalier that said it would, and the man was right. Last one.
Rest.
Back on the machine. Last one of this set. Go.
Exercise.
And make sure your arms are nice and straight at the front, and you have that powerful back for your forward tilt over your hips. Get that power into the machine. Oh,
Rest.
I'm sure I could have taken another stroke there. Press ups to finish this one.
Exercise.
Right, I got up to 19 last time. 4, 8, 12. Remember, you can go knees. 16. Oh, 20. 1, 2.
Rest.
Oh, 22. That'll do. Okay, so that's 3 sets done.
Recovery.
Now I feel it's tougher. Maybe I was remembering the end of set 3 from last time. Do let me know. I mean, I know today we've got a little piece of equipment with the kettlebell, but if you're enjoying these HIIT workouts and you want me to incorporate like a resistance band, or don't really want to start doing dumbbells and things, or maybe just another kettlebell exercise, let me know. I just don't want to alienate too many people who maybe don't have a kettlebell or don't have a resistance band. And like I say, this is all about what you're doing on the rowing machine. It doesn't actually, if you're having to do air squats, if you don't have a kettlebell, that's perfectly fine, because it's not really about that. Yes, the kettle swing will give you as an added element instead of a air squat or isometric squat, but it's all about this, it's all about the row. Okay, just over 50 seconds to go. Make sure and have a drink. And remember, this is your last chance to shine. This is where you have to make sure you put everything in order to keep this up at that high intensity, to make sure you get the benefit from this kind of workout. If you just ease off and tickle rowing and you don't really put much effort into the rest of it, you're not going to get the improvements that you hope for. You might as well just have done a 25-minute row instead of going for this HIIT workout. Okay, we are coming in on 15 seconds to go. Make sure you're nice and happy in the machine. 11, 10 seconds to go. You ready for this? I hope so. 3, 2, 1, row.
Exercise.
Now, as always, I know it's a bit late to say it, but if you want to do a couple of light strokes in order to get the flywheel moving before you start the rows, so you're not starting from a stop flywheel, you are allowed to. All right.
Rest.
Let's get into our hammer blows. You ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
Make sure and spring up, out of your blows. That's kind of what's important here, is getting down low and then springing up. Okay, you want to leave the ground. Make sure you're putting in that kind of a push, because it's kind of similar to how you start the rowing stroke.
Rest.
Apart from the fact you don't have your hands in the air, but you know what I mean. Okay, ready? 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
I suppose it's probably not that much time to get the flywheel moving before we start these efforts, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a tip in case you have a sore back from starting a stop flywheel. Last stroke.
Rest.
Pommel squats. Ready? Here we go.
Exercise.
In, out, Oh, am I too far forwards? I'm going to kick my kettlebell. Yeah. Oh, I've ruined it. My rhythm's gone because I'm trying to avoid. My t-shirt's riding up, socks are coming off.
Rest.
Have to learn next time to tuck my t-shirt in so you don't have to look at my stomach. Let's go.
Exercise.
I took way too long with the transition there. Get that compression to the front, proper, shins vertical, and then connect the handles, or your hands to the handle as your feet push into the machine.
Rest.
Hoots. Kettle swings. Go.
Exercise.
This is of course one that if you have any kind of irritation to your lumbar area, it's maybe an idea to either use a very lightweight or skip altogether.
Rest.
Last one, or last row at least. Go.
Exercise.
Push out from the front. Try to think about pushing the machine away from you, and that will hopefully lock in that thought about pushing hard with the legs, with those straight arms and the forwards tilt. Last stroke.
Rest.
Press ups to finish. Let's go.
Exercise.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know this is silent, but I'm counting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3.
Rest.
Oh, just. Oh. That was fun.
Recovery.
I think you'll find workout done, love. Oh, there we go. That one definitely, over the last 2 sets, crept up on me. So, hopefully, you have time to go into a quick cool down next. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Just please try and do some kind of stretching, maybe your quads, hamstrings, triceps if you were doing the press ups. Just anything that feels a little bit, oh, I used that today, give it a stretch, but be careful if you're doing it in the shower. I don't want you to fall over. Everybody else, let's get in to a 2-minute cool down. She's gonna blare at me in just over a minute, but oh, here we go, in 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry, I was a bit previous there. So one leg in case you hadn't spotted, and one leg on the ground. This just gives you a little bit of added flexibility to help ease your body off. One more here and let's swap feet. Apologies, I seem to have completely lost my usual flow for how I get into the cool down. I was too busy looking at the counter and thinking I didn't want her to blare at me halfway through the cool down, which is going to. Just continue to row with this one leg in. for a couple more strokes. One more. Both feet in, legs straight, and roll with your back and arms. So swing over your hips, pull in your arms, and then out with your arms, swing over your hips. Done.
Great workout.
Thank you very much.
You spent 29 minutes, 35 seconds exercising.
Well, that's kind of you to give me a proper countdown. Okay, let's roll into the front. Forward tilt, arms straight, push out from the front. And just think about holding this body and arm position with fingers hooked over the handle. Don't worry about how hard you're pushing with the legs. I just want you to concentrate on maintaining this position as you push with the legs, so you can teach your brain that this is what you're meant to do. You don't want to swing your back too early. I'll do one more stroke. There we go. All done. So maybe that's you done. You're not going to get time to do any stretching, in which case do what I said. Anything that felt like it worked, give it a wee stretch, but be careful if you're in the shower. Otherwise, you can clamber off, find somewhere, a nice safe space. And Grumpy Mini Me has just popped up. He's not grumpy, he's just concentrating. And he's going to take you through some stretches. So we're going to go from hamstrings to quads, hip flexors, glutes, what else? Shoulders, upper back, triceps, biceps, forearms. The important thing with the biceps is that as you put your hands behind you, you make sure you put an outwards rotation, so your thumbs come up and round, and that's what kind of elongates your bicep, okay? And then the forearms one, praying, is always very nice. And you can also interlock your fingers and do that, but I always worry about hyper stretching fingers. I mean, it's good to stretch them, especially if you've had them hooked over the handle, but you don't want to stretch them too much that you hurt them, or you hurt the tendons up your forearm and things. Just, that's the way I think. So there we go. That was our second of the HIIT workout sessions that I've done for these lunchtime rows. I do hope you enjoyed it. Slightly, I suppose, judging by the noises that the timer was making, that was 29 minutes worth of workout today. So by the time you factor in the warm-up and the amount of time it will have taken for me to just describe exactly what the session is probably slightly over half an hour. In fact, well, probably around about 36 minutes in total. So thank you for giving me 36 odd minutes of your life and spending it with me doing a session. Hopefully you got what I got out of that, which was a rather fine workout. But as with last week, the important part is that you put in the effort, okay? For pretty much every time it's an intense row or an intense session like that, you have to put in the effort. The only time really that you can have a nice gentle row is on the sessions that I call bottom tier, the bottom tier of the intensity pyramid, which I know I should stop calling bottom intensity because that sounds but I've called it that for like 300 workouts now, so if I change it now, it'll just confuse matters. So the low tier, bottom tier of the pyramid, which is about keeping your heart rate down and just fitness and working about technique, you're not meant to be putting in loads of effort. But for the mid tier, top tier, and sessions like this, you have to put in the effort, okay? If you're looking to try and get the workout benefits from sessions, then that's what you have to do. Like today's one, because of how your heart rate goes up and down, up and down, up and down, that's really good for your body. Your body's like, hey, what's going on here? So it kind of spikes the ability to burn calories and fat and things, because your body's like, what's happened? But then you go into that long, slow row, and it's all about just slow burn of calories and things, and your body's like, oh, this is strange. So you're constantly keeping your body guessing. If you just did every single day, if you just did a 60-minute row, 20 strokes per minute, 2K plus 18, yes, you'd get fitter, and yes, you would burn fat because it just takes energy to do that, as long as you're not eating too much afterwards and all that kind of stuff. However, your body will adapt to that. It'll get used to it, and it'll say, all right, I know how to do this. And it'll start to, the way you eat, it'll start to store energy because it knows you're going to do that 60 minutes. So rather than burning into your fat stores and whatever, it'll actually stockpile so that when you burn, it's not losing anything. So it'll go like plus 0.5% to give you enough fat to do that next 60-minute row. And then you do 60-minute row and you just go back down to where you were and meet. Whereas when you add in this variety of different kind of sessions for a HIIT workout like this, or the proper top tier just rowing on their own, or even like the performance endurance mid-tier ones where it's like 5 times 6 minutes at quite a tough level. Your body just is like, I don't know what to do here, let's just burn fat. So if that's kind of what you're interested in, it's great. And it's the same with building muscle as well. If you want to add power and whatever, then that's what to do, because again, your body's like, every time you do a tough session, your body goes, oh crikey, I better prepare myself for the next time you ask me to do that kind of a session. So all these tiny tears you've just created in your muscles, your body goes, right, let's get some protein and let's rebuild those muscles bigger so that next time it won't be quite as bad and they won't tear. And then what happens is you come back and you do it again, the body's like, haha, I'm prepared for you, I'm gonna go tear a little bit. And then after like 4 weeks, the body's like, haha, I've got superpowers, I'm not gonna get any bigger. And you're like, oh, really? This is really good on week 1. But if you mix the kind of things that you do, if you mix like a HIIT session with just a slow power session, this is why lifting weights, resistance weights is good. When you're doing a slow push of the barbell in a bench press, if you do like 8 really heavy ones of them, but then another day you do like 15 lighter ones, your body's like, hang on, I'm having to work hard, but one time it's power and one time it's using it, and it doesn't know how to adapt. So it's constantly going, I'm just gonna have to add muscle. And that's how you can kind of build muscle. If you give yourself the nutrients that your body wants in order to do so, that's how you can build muscle. So really, there's no trick, there's no special pill or whatever you can take to this. All it is about putting your body through something that it can't adapt to, and then it will respond in the right way. So fat loss will respond in the right way, muscle building it will respond in the right way. But that's the kind of massive Venn diagram, and in the middle of that, or to the side of that, is how your body reacts to things as well. And that's especially when it comes to nutrition, where some people react really well to a bag of chips and a bowl of ice cream. Other people, they just go fat if they even sniff a bag of chips. French fries, for all you Americans, I don't mean, well, even like actually a bag of chips isn't crisps, same there, but yeah, so, or other people, like a keto diet is amazing for them. It's exactly how their body wants to eat. And if they ate a carb, they go, and it all go wrong. It's just, everyone's unique. And if anybody actually says to you, I know I have a plan that will, that I can sell to anybody that is gonna help them add muscle and lose weight in a big way, they're just trying to take money off you, okay? So what you do is you experiment, you experience these different things, and you keep an eye on what your body reacts best to. For me, I've discovered that the 16-8, in terms of leaning down, losing fat and stuff, the 16-8 fasting thing is what works for me. So I don't, I know I've said this before, but I'm padding time so he can do stretching. I don't eat after like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then I won't eat again until 1, 2 o'clock the next day for lunch. So I'm doing this pre-lunch, so I've had nothing to eat yet. I'm off to have some chicken noodles. And that seems to be, my body goes, this is exactly what I need. It burns the fat over those 16 hours, and then I take in my protein and stuff for those 8 hours, and my body and I are both in, yay, unison. And then it's only when I start to, like, it was my birthday last week, so I ate like lots of birthday cake, and I actually had a glass of wine or 2. And my body was like, what are you doing to me? And then everything, not noises, but I just went, and I felt so sluggish and off, because I was then giving my body stuff that it just didn't want. So what I'm saying is, listen to your body will tell you what it wants, what it doesn't want, and then it'll also tell you if you're going to keto diet and you feel rotten, that's probably not what it wants. If you're going to keto diet and it feels great, maybe that's right for you. The 16-8 thing might leave you absolutely sluggish and feeling like hell, but for me it works really well. So you find what works for you. Don't just go to someone and say, hi, give me a cookie cutter weight loss program, okay? So that's what, unless they say, hey, I'll work with you and we'll work out of these 10 different plans what's best for you, that's the kind of person you want to speak to, okay? Right, end of that. Hopefully he's done. I'm done because I'm hungry. So I'm having lunch now, and then it's a Friday, so in a few hours time it's spaghetti bolognese time, which is my kind of cheat meal. It's my because there's loads of pasta and stuff in it and bread. That's when I kind of go to town. But because of the way I eat, it's absolutely fine. My body's like, yeah, I can deal with all this pasta. Yay, come on, let's bring it on. Just don't give me cake and wine. Anyway, thank you so much for doing this one with me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Let me know how you got on, or get on in the comments below, and let me know if you want me to make any more of these, or if I'm wasting both of our time, because obviously I'll just go back to rowing on their own if that's the case. Thank you so much. Please have a great weekend if you're doing this on a Friday like I just did. Otherwise, have a great day or month, year, whatever. And I will see you in another video, okay? So take care of yourself, stay safe, be well. Bye-bye.